welcome to another stream of my what I'm trading today. So today we have some horrible news for any Chinese listed stocks overseas, and I'm going to cover DIDI. Obviously, it's one of the hottest stocks. That's right now. It's been trading right now. And if you guys have any questions, just leave a message in the chat or ask me anything that you feel like you want to know. Hey Nick, yeah, let me see the chat. Hi Vita, morning. What's up, guys? Yeah, welcome. So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about a lot about DIDI, and also I'm going to give you some ideas how I am going to approach DIDI when the market opens today. It's I still think it's kind of interesting, and I still think it's a good company for the long run. I still think so. I'm gonna give you my reasons later, and there's something that I think most of the people, they don't understand how this works. So how, like, the listing and how, like, the venture capital in the beginning, the first phases, how they were doing, and I'm going to show you like what companies bought DIDI actually in 2015 and 2016. I'm going to explain something like that. So right now we still have about 30 minutes before the market opens. Yeah. Thank you, Benita. I look handsome today. And it's a new haircut from the last time. Exactly, yeah. Because I think it just looks cleaner, neater. I had long hair, but actually the hair was long due, so I had to get a haircut. All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Efren. Hey, Yogesh. Welcome, guys. Yeah. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I will answer those questions to the best of my knowledge. And if you have any tickers you want me to look at, I'd be more than happy to help if I could. Yeah. So let's talk about DIDI. Obviously, because of this, the Chinese crackdown on something they call it the VIE, which is the variable interest entity. Long story short, basically, you know that, like, in China, foreign companies, you cannot own any companies, or almost all of the industries. You cannot own the company. So some Chinese companies, they want to raise money, and so they kind of they want to list their stocks in the US or even Hong Kong. So they do this, they have this VIE thing. Basically, they promise you from, like, Cayman Islands that they would give you shares, profits, money. It's like a promise. But if the government steps in, it's going to be very problematic. And the foreign firms which they buy the stocks, they can't do anything about it. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but most companies, they're still willing to take the chance, because it's just the market is so huge and the upside is really there, So it's really interesting. Yeah. So DIDI, AMC shareholder, can it be worse than AMC? Can it be worse than AMC? I don't think AMC is bad, actually. AMC is not bad, like, value-wise. Think about it. AMC is failing right now. It's not making money because of the theaters that closed. I love AMC. I've been to AMC countless times. I saw the first Lord of the Rings premiere at one of my favorite AMC theater in Pasadena, California. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah. So all right, DIDI. Is it worse than AMC? I don't think it's worse. It's something totally different. AMC was a short squeezed, but DIDI is not. DIDI is not. DIDI is just basically investors. They're selling, which I'll tell you. I'll explain a little bit more later why people they're selling. upside of DD. You want to know more? Definitely, I'll let you know. Well, no, upside definitely, because I think the business model is definitely interesting. So I would think if let's say the regulation, if it's lifted, definitely you're gonna see a lot of money putting in. Yeah. Will MC come back? I am not an ape, and I have lost my confidence. I'm gonna show you. You can bring up AMC a little later. I'm gonna show you the graph, what I think, where it's going. MRIN. Okay, good. I'll talk about it. Okay, women wonder. Okay, interesting. Are you bull or bear? I am kind of bearish. Yogesh Kumar. I'm a little bit bearish. Yeah, sure. You still have hope. AMC holder, yeah. So obviously, I think you are an ape, definitely. AMC lost your grocery money. I'm sorry to hear that. My cat has already, my cat has been hungry for days. I'm sorry. So, all right. So that's that. All right. So now, let me show you just like what I think about about DD for a little bit. Okay. And I have a lot of tickers for you guys. We're gonna be looking at these tickers later. As you can see, we're gonna be talking about Amazon, and a new egg is something really interesting. DARE, dare, and an ONCS, which is something related to medical space. PDD, which is another Chinese stock, and all of the other Chinese stocks, they have been affected by it. Obviously, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. So first of all, this is my plan right here. You can see right here. To be honest with you, I started trading DD on the first day. I longed DD on the first day. I held DD overnight. I started trading on the second day. So yeah, I held it overnight, and it had a really bad after hours, extended hours. So basically, I think, let me see the second day. Second is right here. Yeah, that's right. It's right here. Yeah. I got in pretty early. I got in very early on the second day, but I held it overnight. And right here, as you can see, it happened right here. This is insane right there. Let me turn off my Bollinger Bands. Let me show you. I think how much. Let me see how much it dropped right there. I think it dropped around like 15%. Yeah, which is insane right there. So that's how much it dropped. But the next day, I bought a little bit more, and I think around this area right here, I kind of lost confidence, and I still made a profit despite the fact it dropped so much, because I got in early. I got in very early. Yeah, you bought DD at 15. I'm sorry, man. IPO was not supposed to happen. It was way too fast in the mid of China crackdown. Yeah, actually, like some of the analysts, yeah, this is something they don't know. Some of the analysts, they actually told DD to hold off, to not do the IPO on the day that they did the IPO. They actually asked them to kind of delay it, but I guess they didn't listen. Let it go. Yeah. So, thank you very much. Yeah. Grant. Yeah, awesome. So basically, I held it overnight, and I lost confidence right here, and so I made a very small profit. Actually, I think I gave like 50% of my profit back. So that's what happened right there. And so for the next few days, I was just looking at it. I still longed a little bit, and I didn't lose money. Actually, I was really happy about it. That I didn't lose money, and to be honest with you, I was very bullish on DD, but so the Chinese government, they announced on July 4th, they were banning the platform from app stores in the country because they think it poses cybersecurity issues, and also some like they might have broken some privacy laws, which is really interesting. But think about it, it was July 4th. That's a holiday. So is it a coincidence? I'm not really sure. So because of that, so DD from $70 billion down to 57. But that's kind of interesting, which is something I'm going to tell you that why I think this still works in the long run. First of all, I think the business model. There are some companies, they basically, before the IPO, actually people like, people, they were still trading like, privately on these shares, on these company stocks. And I think Tiger Global Management and the Farallon Capital, DE Shaw, they were the early investors in DiDi Global. All right, so these guys, they started investing DiDi in 2015 and 2014. And initially, so this is the number that people, they don't hear about it. In the beginning, DiDi was valued at 8.75 billion. So 8.75. Right now, after 1 week, a couple of days, now it's at 57. So 8 to 57, that's like what, 6 times, right? 9 times, six times, yeah. So around there, it's still, so these companies, early investors, they still made a lot of money. And when it was valued at $8.75 billion, especially Tiger Global, they started backing in 2014. But there's this a couple of very interesting billionaire investors. This is all public information, but just like some people, they don't really read into it. But if you come here, I'm going to share what I found out about these things. So if you come to my stream or my video, I'm going to tell you that these things that actually people, they don't really talk about. So that's that. And let me see the chat for a little bit. It's looking really bad after the China ban. I'm not happy right now, especially with the Chinese government. Well, the thing is that you're not, happy with the Chinese government. Like I said, they announced it on July 4th. Is it a coincidence? You think about it. So, am I late? Are you late for DiDi? I don't think so. I have trust issues with it, which is very interesting. Yeah, I think a lot of people, they are going to have trust issues with these Chinese companies, especially when they list abroad in Hong Kong or even especially in the US. Is SoftBank? Yes, that's kind of, yeah, exactly. They invested a lot of money. But in the beginning, so this guy, John Paulson, he invested 96 million in DiDi through an Irish affiliate between 2016 and 2018. And that included 8.9 million of shares purchased at a price of $50.93. Think about it. Right now, DiDi is sitting at $11.24. This guy bought at $50.93. So, and besides these hedge funds, okay, UK affiliate, a SoftBank Group, which is you said exactly, yeah, they bought more than 72 million shares for 3.7 billion in January 2018. So this is all public information if you do a little bit digging, and Bloomberg has it, and this article is from Bloomberg as well. So these numbers, they are pretty reliable. All right, so, and obviously this crackdown has weighed very heavily on the tech sector, so as DiDi and some of the other tech companies, Alibaba, BABA, PDD, Baidu, all of these Chinese companies, they have been affected by this heavily. Insane, yeah. Mr. Ashisan will take his money back. He's a legend. This guy, I like him very much. He was really good. Then he had his fall. Then he rose again. This guy is very interesting. I like him very much. Yeah. Mr. Yoshi-san, we can talk about him in the future. All right. Paulson made his money betting against housing market. But that's exactly. Sometimes you lose, sometimes sometimes you win. That's why I think he made well, like I said, people saw the potential in DiDi, which I see it too. The business model is really good, and according even I asked some of my Chinese friends, like if DiDi is really convenient and good to use, easy to use. They think it's very easy to use, though some of them say it's a little bit more expensive if you just get a taxi in the street. But it's very convenient. It's very convenient, and it also has a 90% market share. That's something amazing. I still have confidence. You know, this. I think it's personally, it's because of news, and we have a lot of bad news in the past week, so that's why it's not doing really well. So you know, yeah, with all of this, I don't understand what's going on. Well, like I said, Tabitha. Like I said, it's just bad news, and if the Chinese government, they are clamping down these things, and if they're holding this really tight, if they want to screw investors overseas, which I think I used the very strong words, but if they do something like this, yeah, the investors, some like investors, obviously they're not going to be very happy about it. Yeah, so, but if you're holding this for long term, like I said, you know, don't ever invest money that you cannot afford, and don't trade anything you cannot afford. So if you have that FOMO, fear of missing out mentality, maybe you deserve to lose your money. And maybe if you're greedy and you think sometimes you might be right, sometimes you might be wrong. So what I think that you have to be greedy at the right times. It's hard to say when is the right time, when is the wrong time. And obviously, and of course, that are you willing to take your losses? You know, sometimes, you know, people, they hold on to their shares. They're afraid of take a loss. So you keep on holding this DD thing. You know, if you bought it on the first day, if you bought it at $18, I'm sorry, man, you held it for too long. But if you bought like, let's say if you bought like, you know, what, 50 shares at $18, I think you can take the loss, you know. But if you bought like 5,000 shares at $18, that might hurt. Yeah, so that's the thing. How do you set your stop loss? Very interesting. Hey, that's a very interesting question. This is what I do. Okay, I don't have a very strict stop loss, but some people, they say your loss and the profit ratio should always be 1-2 or 1-3 preferably. But my trading style, I give myself a little bit more rope. I do my stop. For example, if I see a move, if I think this move is gonna give me 2% profit, I might give myself like a 1% stop loss, or sometimes even 1.5% of stop loss. So, but my profit is always going to be more than my loss. That's how I see it. So if I see a trade that I think is going to make me 2%, I'm not willing to risk 1.5 or 1.3%, and I would never risk 2% for 2%, unless if it's really fast. So it really depends on the market condition and that price action, and obviously, and if the volume is right, you know. So that's what I think. So now we still have like 20 minutes, right? For example, let me give you what I think. To answer your question, Great Gatsby. Interesting. I like your name very much. So for example, let's look at DD, how I'm going to trade, because I keep on talking about, you know, their background story. That's why I think it has potential. Some people, you know, invested early. They are still making money. Just like I said, it was valued at $8.65 billion. Now it's still valued at 57. All right. In the beginning, it was valued at 70. You kind of lost like 12, 13 billion, but now it's still valued at 57, 56. It's still a lot of money. So early birds, they still got their share of profit. Of course, they took risk. But the guy who got in between 2018 and 2019, he's just not very good. All right. So for example, let me take a look at this DD trade right here. This is what I'm thinking right here. Let's go to 5 minute. I'm not very optimistic about it, but I am going to have, I'm a trader for this one. I day trade, so I go both ways. I long and I short. Unless, if I want to hold for something longer, I would hold it for longer, but that would be a different strategy, okay? So when you're trading for short term and long term, they're totally different. So if I'm holding it, I would average in, and I would go maybe at $11, maybe I would go for another 500 shares, 1,000 shares, and then maybe at $10, I'll go a little bit more because I have faith, and of course I have I have a maximum amount of money that I'm willing to risk. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And I think, having said all of that, given the conditions that we are in right now, I'm not sure how long this bad, very negative sentiment is going to go on. Nobody knows, but when it goes, when it stops, I think the upside is amazing. I think, it's a risk that I'm willing to take. So here you go. For example, I am interested. I'm going to try to long at $11 right here. I can see there's kind of like a resistance right here, and so I'm not really sure, and it kind of right here in the beginning we also have this 1090 level right there. So right here we have this like 1090, $11, like a resistance right there. It also depends on the sentiment. Like, in the beginning, I would like to see the volume, but I'm willing to take long at $11, but I'm not willing to risk too much. If that $11 doesn't really hold, and it goes all the way to 1050, and if I see it makes a lower low and higher lows, I'm ready to go short. I am ready to go short. And but I'm gonna take my short very, very closely. I'm going to have a very tight stop. So that's one way I'm looking at it. I want a long at $11, and if it doesn't work, I'm gonna switch my if it breaks that 11 or 1090 area, if it breaks 1060, 1050, and the volume is right, I'm ready to go short. And another strategy I'm having is this 1148, 1150 area. This 1150 area right there. If it breaks this 1150, and also if the volume is right and if the condition is right, I'm willing to take a long right there. That's what I'm thinking. And let's say if I'm taking a long right there, and if I'm taking a long, and let me show you. If I'm taking a long right here, I'm hoping to make approximately maybe 3%. So because I see another resistance right here, pre-market, which is the close, 1180. So I have let me see, 1150, 1180. So I have like a 30 cents right there. So I'm going to make like a 30 cents, quick 30 cents. Yeah. So if I'm making quick 30 cents, I am willing to take a 20 cents loss or 15 cents loss. So that's my strategy for DD at the moment. So that's that one. What is resistance? Resistance is something that you see when you see a lot of people they are selling at a level. When you see a lot of people they are selling at a level, that becomes a resistance. For example, let me see if I can show you one example right there. Obviously, this is might not be the best example, but let me just try to show you. Right there, this might not be the best example. Okay, let me change it to SPY. That's a little bit better. But SPY has been making like higher highs. I shorted SPY and I took a loss yesterday. Look at now. Jesus Christ, it's going down. Well, this is really interesting. Yeah. Okay, resistance. Resistance, if you can see right here, there are a lot of if you see a lot of volume right there, and if you can connect all of the dots, or sometimes if you use the body of the candle, or you can use the wicks, but be consistent. And right here, we have a resistance right here, which is around the 430, 434, and the 434 areas. That will be a resistance. So you can see, kind of like making a new high, but so it's not going above this level. That's what a resistance is. So, whoa, SPY. Yeah, yesterday I shorted SPY right here, around here. You went down a little bit, and I thought it was going to go down more. So I held my position much longer than I wanted to, and I took a 20 bips loss, which I think it's okay. Yeah, so and they kind of rallied. Yeah, I didn't let it go all the way right there, but I took a loss. But today, if I held my SPY yesterday, I would have made money. But like I said, if you day trade, If you're holding long term, because it's been rallying, I don't want being in front of the train. But SPY is gonna be very interesting. I hope that answered your question. Resistance. So let me see the chat. Hilarious. Don't invest. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. Have you ever used it? I was in a car. Yeah, my friend, she used DIDI to get a taxi, DIDI, and I was in a car. It was kind of convenient. Yeah, actually, I was in Beijing. I tried to use Uber. It was really expensive at the time, but my friend, she had DIDI, so I used it. That's the plan. I guess investors don't invest money you can't afford. Exactly. Do not invest. Do not, guys. I cannot. The reason my channel is called Modest Grand. There's a reason, is that I do not invest or trade the money I cannot afford to lose. I never do that. I know my risks, and you should know that too. All right, do not borrow money to invest. Don't go YOLO. That's just not the way to live. Trading and investing is supposed to be very enjoyable, and you are supposed to build your wealth, not to go YOLO. But some people, they do it differently, but that's just the way they do it. That's not how I do it. All right, so I like that. Do not invest the money that you don't have. Stop loss. Okay, I answered that. I'm doing great, thank you. You lost your grocery money. I'm sorry. Here we go. Don't invest. Exactly. I listened to people to buy AMC last 2 weeks. Yeah. So I'm sorry. So I'm not sure like what price you got it. Take risk 2%. You don't get it. Well, it's like this. Okay. It's like this. If you look at a stock, you think, how do you think? You have to have some training, that you have to have like feel or look at the graph with technical indicators, or sometimes we guess. Yeah, but with educated guess, that you feel like this stock is, for example, I just told you that DIDI, I think it has a 30 cents. It has a 30 cents room up there before I think it's gonna hit like a sort of like a resistance as people are gonna start selling, because it's really volatile and I'm not willing to risk. So if I think this range right here, if it has that 30 cents of gain, and I'm willing to only take a 15 or 20 cents loss, so your ratio is good, and you don't have to be always right. You only have to be right like half of the time, and you still would make money. So that's that. Let me see. He's both ways. There's the risk, chance to be a millionaire. What is really short? Yeah, I will be explaining short, or in the future. Great questions, but it's only being IPO for a few days. Is it suitable to use support and resistance? So it's always suitable to look at resistance and support. Always. It's always a good idea to look at resistance and support, and there are many different ways to look at it. I'm short for 45, okay, long at 1150. That's what I would do if the volume is right. If the volume, and because if it breaks that 1150 level, then I think there's a chance you might go up. That's what I think. But there's also a chance that it's going to open low. We still have a little bit of time. Now we still have like 10 minutes before market open. So but I'm gonna wait. I never trade the first. I don't punt. I never trade the first 4 minutes or so. I shouldn't say I never. Sometimes I do. Yeah, but it really depends on the market conditions. So sometimes I do. If I feel it, it's really the training that you get and the feeling that you have. Sometimes you just have to be spontaneous, and that's why it's really hard to teach somebody to trade. Everybody has their trading strategies. Yeah. So that's resistance. How to know timing? Like I said, it's if there's no one right answer, sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith, I guess. Can you explain the secret to make 10,000 in one day? I have never made $10,000 in a day, so I don't think I can explain that. So I'm really sorry. Yeah. But that's that one. All right. So actually, I think I spent too much time on DIDI, but because I think I'm having a lot of fun with you guys, and obviously, if you guys have a lot of questions, and if I have questions with you guys, I would love to talk to you guys more, to talk to you guys about things that you want to know, and I mean, the reason I have a lot of these stocks is that sometimes, you know, my chat is kind of like, you know, it's kind of quiet, nobody's talking. But if you guys are very engaging, I'm thankful, I'm grateful for you guys, you know. So yeah, so that's DIDI, and here we go. Amazon. Briefly, let me just tell you why I think I longed Amazon. I longed Amazon yesterday. Okay. Sorry, let's go Amazon, which might have been a bad move. Yeah, according to the, you know, the chart right now. Oh, but I think I'm still okay. Yeah, because I think I longed Amazon pretty early. So yeah, I longed a couple of days ago. I thought it kind of dropped. I longed around, like, you know, the 35, 60 area around there. So it's still okay. All right, the reason I think Amazon has potential. Amazon is one of those stocks that moves very slowly, and obviously the price is insane. The price is very expensive. It's $3,600 a share. So if you want to buy a lot, that's 100 shares. That's a lot of money. So obviously you have to buy odd lots, yeah, so odd shares, so like single shares or something like that. So the reason, let's look at this. This is what I think why Amazon is very interesting. Here we go. If you look at this channel right here, all right, so here we go. This is like 1 year. Yeah, Amazon. Check this out. This is 1 year. This is from the past July, 2020, July 14th, all the way to July the 2nd. Yesterday, I think it made a new high. So basically, Amazon, for the past whole year, it's been consolidating, which means it's been trading in this channel between $3,000 to $3,500, which is not that much, I think, because it was very, very solid. And right here in the beginning of in September 2020, is sort of trying to make a new high right here, and I think like, you know, coronavirus, COVID, all of that is being consolidating, but you know, it's trying to make a new low right here, but that's a huge. This is support. That's what I'm saying right here. You can see support. People are still buying right here, here, and here. People that are still buying, and right here, people that are really buying. So, and over here, just a couple of days ago, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, if I look at a 1 hour chart, let me see, when is it? Yes, let me see. Right here, this on the 6th, so 2 days ago, it made a new high. Even though it kind of like going down a little bit. Right now it's trading down a little bit. So let me turn off extended hours. So right here, this is a beautiful setup that I really, really like. So this day right here, it kind of broke that new high, and we had like 1, 2, 3, 4 very solid, like a resistance right there. And once it broke this new high, I think it really has a potential to go. And I love Amazon. COVID did not affect Amazon. Almost like, you know, nothing. So I really like this company. So I longed Amazon a little bit, and I'm very happy, you know, that it had this breakout. So that's why I think it's really interesting. So hopefully my explanation kind of like, you know, explains why I think Amazon has potential. Same thing with Apple. All right. So and also right here, I'm so sorry, like NEGG, which is something really interesting. Yesterday, we don't have much time because I'm going to trade a little bit more. But let's just talk about NEGG like really quickly. All right. So right here, NEGG yesterday. Hold on, Let me see. Hold on 1 second. My bad. NEGG, yes. Oh God, you guys, check this out. This is insane. Yesterday, it opened around like $28, and it closed at $67. This is an insane move. I did not trade this, unfortunately. When I was looking at this, I was concentrating on DIDI. I was looking at DIDI very closely, so I didn't have my I didn't look at my scanner. So right here, look at this. This is 130% move. That is insane, guys. This is crazy. And of course, you know, right there, it kind of like scared me a little bit. But you know what I think about this, I don't know, to be honest with you. With this kind of parabolic move, that's what we call it, you have to be really careful, and you have to really size your position correctly, because they can go like really, they can go really high, but it can also like go down really quickly. So you have to be very careful, and the spread is also insane. So today, NEGG, what kind of plan do I have? Let's see right here. Right now, of course, that's one of the reasons I did not buy it at the end. That it's trading much lower. It's trading at $53 right now. But I think this $49, that's kind of interesting. This $49 is kind of interesting. It could go either way. If the volume, it's still pretty high right there. I guess it's kind of, you can go long at the 49 level, but make sure your stop is really tight. Don't hold this for too long, because you never know, like, you know, which way it's going to go. All right, Amazon is overvalued right now. Oh, well, Apple is overvalued too. So, but I still buy Apple. So sometimes, you know, these companies, when you say they're overvalued, they're still rallying. Okay, yes, it was crazy. We were long Amazon, for God's sake. Which company now? 30% one day. Meme stock too. Well, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, is it a meme stock? NEGG? I'm not sure. I haven't checked if Reddit, how much Reddit talked about this one. But now it's kind of like, you know, it's trading. So be very careful. Oh, kind of interesting. All right. So that's it for today. You know, guys, I'm going to trade a little bit more, and I'm going to have another stream tomorrow, and I'll let you know how it goes. All right. If you have any questions, just leave a comment, and come back tomorrow, and I'll see you next time. Okay. And by the way, at the end, trade and invest responsibly, and never trade with the money that you don't have, okay? And sometimes I get it wrong, sometimes I get it right. So the advice I give you is what I think. I think you should get a financial advisor. Sometimes, you know, you make your own judgment, all right? All right, I'll see you guys next time. And hit the like button and subscribe. Alrighty?